kind of worried. I'm worried about him.
All
Are
yours.
we ready? All right, let's go ahead and call our special meeting of the Wayne County Board of Education to order. It is 4:00. And if you'll stand, we'll say the pledge. Johnny, do you care to lead us?
I'll be glad. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the record show that all board members are present in person except for Mr. Ashworth, who's joining us by phone this evening. And we can begin with our local school improvement council presentation from Wayne Middle and Wayne High School this evening.
And I'm gonna set our live stream out here so to pick up a little bit more.
First, we want to welcome everybody to our LSIC. You're going to have handouts from each of us right now. The one from Wayne Middle will be passed down. Those are just all the answers to the standard LSIC questions. And Wayne High School will be getting theirs when Jeremy and Bobby begin. This evening, we're both going to focus on the importance of community in our schools. And we're each feeling building communities in different ways. In the age of school choice and social media, it's important to have connections both inside the building and outside the building. I mean, we have to make school more than a place that kids come to read, write, learn math, all the things. We have to make it a place for the community, a place to invest our parents and all of our stakeholders and all the things we're doing in the school. Tish and I are going to talk about some specifics that we do at Wayne Middle School before Jeremy and Robbie talk about the community we're building at Wayne High School. We each have different strengths and programs for our specific stakeholders to build the communities in our schools. At Wayne Middle, one of our focuses is meeting the basic needs. Students can't be learners if they're cold, they're hungry, or self-conscious. Middle school is nothing but 3 years from the self-conscious time of your life. And it's true at any age, but really middle school is where it's at. And that's where the barriers come to the forefront to keep the kids from being learners. All the things about not having the same clothes as people, not knowing how to take care of yourself, learn to do your hair, all of the things. So Tish is going to share with you how we address all of those needs with our families so they can be successful when they come to us and be learners, and talk about all the contextual factors that have to happen before students can learn and be good in their career.
So one of the things we take very seriously is our role in the community. And I think that this time of the year is probably one of the most biggest roles that we take in that, from our food baskets to our Angel Tree Kids and food baskets at Christmas. We have 51 food baskets going home with our kids that we have prepared, turkeys donated, all the things donated, and they're ready to be picked up this week. We have 100 Angel kids on our tree this year. And as of today, we have 3 left. So we'll take care of those by the end of the week. Plus, they also get food baskets at Christmas as well. Parents are very appreciative of that. And we also talk about the importance when we talk to them about helping them out over the holidays, about them coming to school and having that need there met when they come. One of the things that we also do is our discipline. And as of today, I think there was 29.
Something like that, and most of them are level ones.
Level 1 disciplines. There's a few other higher level ones that we've taken care of with our district administrators, but 29 is all we have. And those are for things like forced play, disturbance in the classroom, and our teachers take care of that with lunch detention. But one of the things that we've tried to make happen in the last couple of years is when a kid comes into the office, we talk to that kid with a parent on the phone. So they know what's being said while they're there. And it kind of has a little bit different meaning with the parent when they know you want to work together, you're not hiding anything. Now, don't get me wrong, there's parents not happy with accountability for sure. But when you when they hear their child and what we say to them and the child is talking to them, and they can join in that conversation, it builds a relationship between us and the parent, and they're more apt to help us control whatever behavior we're having issues with. So that's made a huge difference, I think, in the discipline part of it. Okay. Oh, one more thing I'll talk about, sorry, is that part of our community, maybe it's not within our school sport extracurricular, but just for example, the turf bowl this past weekend. We had all but 2 players in our school that was on that turf bowl team. So we had a pep rally for them, which the parents really did love. And there was a lot of us that could make it to the game and support them and be there for them and do things that we really show support outside of our school. So just being a part of the community, like Lori and I both try to do, whether it's through sports, church, charitable events, things like that, that's made a difference too, and get to know the parents a little bit more. So that's just one example. And we did invite the parents for that pep rally. They came in through the back, they weren't through the school, and they left right after the football part of it that we announced and did the little cheers for them, and they were super pumped about that. So that's just another thing that we try to make happen, because those are our babies. And so we want to make sure that they are recognized for things like that outside of the school as well.
So academics, I'm really proud. We had a record-setting year in math. It was our highest math scores ever, highest science scores ever. I had 3 scores in a while. We had a 3-star rating on School Digger, I think what it was called. So we've got all of those things feathered in our hat. I'm also a school beta sponsor. If you don't know what beta is, it is, and I can say this because I'm a sports mom, we start the world for sports with kids and recognize their accomplishments in sports. Sometimes we don't do that for our kids that are artists or the ones that excel at academics. So beta is the area where all the kids that excel at arts and academics and all the things that are not sports get to shine. And we go to the state beta competition every year. It's a huge undertaking. We took 56 this year, and that was not our biggest group. In the past, we've had up to 70 going, and they stay overnight in a hotel in Charleston. It takes about 1 million people to make everything work, but it always comes into place, and our kids are state winners consistently. This year, we had over 20 place stated in qualified international, and that includes kids that are in art, quilling, photography, fashion design, academics, quiz bowl, all kinds of different things, the whole gamut of the talents that our kids have. So we're really, really proud of everything they do. Lily's actually one of our former betas. She is on the high school football team. She's a rock star on there. She doesn't give herself enough credit. So
Wayne Middle School also had the state junior beta president last year that served the year as the state beta president. So we were super proud of her as well.
there's data in our packets, the same data we go over with our teachers. It's just apples to oranges comparison and apples to apples comparison. You can see how our kids grow from year to year and how they grow from their time in elementary school to middle school to high school. And as an invested stakeholder, with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Ross and Mr. Thompson. And I'm going to say, as an invested stakeholder, they're doing a great job this year and there are lots of great things happening.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
One more thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that the improvements that's been made at our school. Thanks to all of you guys who helped with that. We have, of course, the enclosure of the buildings, which you all have seen. I'm doing this, Tony, while you hand out.
You go right
The
ahead.
sprinkler system, the painting that we had this year made the school, it's a total game changer for us. HVAC and our bleachers, which is wonderful. And things that Mr. Alexander is taking on now is to do some investigation on repair of our gym floor. And a couple of things that we wanted to say maybe a need is a locker room for our sports teams. We don't have that. They use classrooms and we have the space for that inside our school without construction, basically. And then one of the parents just so happened called us today about a shelter out front as they're waiting on the buses in the pouring rain today. So
We've
those
talked
are some
about
things
that
you may
before.
hear.
Heard that too.
We
You may
discussed
get
that
some phone
before.
calls tonight because it
I
was
did.
pouring. You already did. I just wanted to mention that you might be ready for those because they're coming.
Well, the shelter's coming.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
To
shout
take
out
that
to
off our
Jill and
list.
us for us for working with the state, making this all work, and that's really good.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yeah, we've got the roof trusses for it, so you'll be seeing it soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'm
so excited.
And we do encourage you, if you're on Facebook, to come onto the Wayne Middle School Community Facebook page. We do post a lot of good information there that recognizes our kids and what we do in the community. And, for Christmas break, we'll be handing out angels, so if you want to come and hand out some rings with gifts, you're more than welcome, because it's an undertaking. I think that's all we got. All right.
What we gave, we have the folder there that has everything, there's a page that has everything. If I didn't have it all typed up because I created like some charts and stuff that answer some of the questions. So I don't want to take the thunder, but Mr. Thompson has really spearheaded the attendance. And just to brag on our school and what we've done, we had a fantastic year starting. And so we're just going to highlight a few of those things and building on that community, like Miss Daly said. I have a kid at Wayne Middle, and they are doing a fantastic job as well. I had one come through, and I've got one starting 6th grade, and she loves it. And so for her to be happy, that means they're doing something right, because she's never happy. So they are doing fantastic over there. She's loving it. And we are excited for the partnerships that we can build for our kids, and we take those kids that are coming over from them, and it's just making a better future for us. And so we're super excited with what they send over to us. So the things that we have tried to start, things we've had already, but talking about that community and that sense of community. I've met with several parents. We had a parent meeting, back about the good standing policy, and Holly was here for that, and we had a conference room full, and we all came together, and we were able to really sit down and say what is best for the students, what works for the families, and still hold them accountable and make sure that we're getting our job done here academically. And so we hashed out everything from the excused absences versus unexcused to tardies. We hashed out our whole good standing policy that evening, and it was so funny because so many people asked me afterwards, like, how did it go? I was like, it was fantastic. We had such a collaboration with our parents, and we came away from that saying this is how we want to build our school, and this is what we want to do. So when we reach out, when we reach out for LSIC members this year, we had several businesses. Wally Smith is from Level 1 Fasteners. They've been coming and working. That's something else that Miss Raines and Miss Booten has created. There's relationships with them, but they've been coming from Miss Raines' engineering program. They're here once a week, once a week. Yes. She always lets me know when they're in the building, and Wally's been very great to work with, and anything we need. So we try to build those relationships, because if we want our school to flourish so that the community can flourish, and our kids are the future. I know it sounds cliche, but that's what we're doing here. And so things like that we try to build, and even we started new clubs. We got the clubs up and running again this year. I don't know if you followed the Sparkle Squad. They are going to the nursing home, and Miss Bader takes a group twice a week or twice every other week. Fantastic. They go over there, they do makeup, they do nails, they do pamper, and the kids are loving it. The staff has said it has just been a whole new thing it's really just talk about community and everything we're doing. We couldn't really ask for anything more. And so that's just a little bit of bragging about things that we're doing here. A few things we've implemented new. I think the biggest thing has been our 1-hour lunch, something kind of different that we haven't seen, and I think it's had a lot to attest to our attendance, our discipline, our overall engagement, and so that's something that we're going to talk about, but I'm going to let him talk about the attendance, because it really has been his big thing that he's been at the forefront of. So, Mr. Thompson?
And just also, we have a few student council members here with us that we invited to come. We've got a few that showed up, so I want to thank them for attending as well. As Ms. Ross said, attendance has been a huge focus for us this year, and I think it's a one of the major goals for the district as well. So in your folders, you've got a few different sheets related to attendance. One of the things that we have implemented was the good standing policy, which there's been a lot of talk about. But not only do we want kids here for whole days and half days, one of the big issues that we had historically at our school is kids coming in after first period or leaving before seventh period, because whether it's they don't like the class, they just want to get here a little bit later in the day, whatever it may be. That's been a big issue historically. And in my opinion, if you can get them here in the morning on time, they're more likely to stay the whole day. I mean, it's more likely to impact the attendance as a whole. So the good standing policy, part of that is period attendance. It's not just being here the whole day, it's being here for all of your classes. So that is one of the requirements, the characteristics that students have to meet is being in their individual classes to cut down on coming in late and leaving early. And this chart here, you'll notice, this is an analysis that we went back and did comparing late check-ins from last school year to this school year. Last year, of course, we had more students, and that's taken into effect. Our enrollment was 529, I think, this year 502. So last year, on average, the daily average last year, over 15% of our students were checking in late. 15%. On average, 80 kids came in late every single day. That's a significant number, in my opinion, for that many students to come in late every single day. So this year, with a smaller population, of course, but still, this is percentage based on the total population. Our daily average late check-in percentage is down to 8.7%, or 44 kids per day coming in late. That's a 42.7% decrease in the number of late check-ins. The early checkouts also is a similar number. It's a little bit harder to track, just the way Weebus and the user portal works, but it's a pretty similar number, between 40 and 50% decrease on the number of kids leaving early. And a lot of that goes back to good standing, because the kids know that if they're missing that seventh period every day or so many times a week or a month, that can really impact their good standing and whether or not they're allowed to participate in extracurricular activities.
Wow.
We know that one of the big goals for the district is a 5% decrease in chronic absenteeism. And again, honestly, when we saw these numbers, I think I was stunned. I think Ms. Ross was
Yeah,
probably
we get
stunned
super
as
pumped
well.
about the 20 days.
Yeah, well, at the 20-day number, we were down, our chronic absentee rate was down 8.65%, which was, for the 20 days.
Yeah.
And that number continued to decrease throughout the school year so far. So our most recent update, November 15th, which was day 60, our chronic absentee rate is declined 14.55%, which is huge. I never would have thought that was even possible. Our daily attendance rate has increased around 2%. And so it's not quite where we want it, but still, any increase is positive. But really, that chronic absentee rate is just astounding to me. And I really think it has a lot to do with the fact that we're having high expectations. We expect our kids to be here on time. We expect them to be here the whole day. And by having things like the clubs, things that they want to do when they're here, I think that really has a large impact on improving these numbers even more. So we hope that we can continue that. We're looking forward to day 80 and see where we stand. So hope it continues to, that increase continues to continue in a positive manner.
That's tremendous, and the middle school is doing really well as well. I think you guys are under 20% right now, aren't you?
Right.
Which is great. But both, I mean, where that number is right now is impressive.
Well, and if you look, there's a chart in here.
Yeah.
In 23-24 school year, of course, this was at the end of the year, so I mean, we're not to that point yet. But for the 23-24 school year, our chronic absentee rate was 61.4%. Last year, it was 49%. So we're at 22% right now. So I know we're not to the end of the school year, anything can happen, but we are well ahead of where we were last year.
Yeah.
So.
When we talk about like the impacts this is having, we have, one thing I want to talk about for a second is our discipline. Now, I jinxed myself and I was bragging to Mr. Miller at our last principals meeting because it was the end of the second 6 weeks. I was like, we made it 2 6 weeks without a fight. Like historically in the last 5 years, that has not happened. And so, but Betty, heck on that supermoon got us. And it was like, I blame it on the supermoon because we had 4 fights in 2 days. However, so I went back and tracked it a little bit. I still think we're on the right track. And so whenever I look at this, so Mr. Thompson has broken down the discipline for you. You will see a large chunk of it. We did go no cell phones this year. We went no cell phones or anywhere. And so when they step into our school, and the things that it has done for our school has been amazing. The kids have asked for clocks in the hallways, and I was like, I never thought of that, but they want to know what time it is. They went and bought actual cameras, digital cameras. I didn't even know they still made them anymore, to take their selfies in the hallway and stuff. And they're doing homework. They're working together. They are playing games at lunch. Like, I mean, they are reading books. I mean, it's fantastic. It's like I grew up in the 90s and it is right back in the 90s, and I'm pumped about it. Like, they have said, they were like, we made friends this year we didn't know we had. And so I was like, that is everything in the right direction. When you walk by a classroom, you don't see kids like looking down. You see all kids like straight ahead. And so that's exciting, just to walk the hallways and to see that. So it's a game changer. It's really, and the drama, and I think that has something to do with our discipline, because they are not like picking each other back and forth like with those phones. And so our teachers have been really good to enforce that and really stay on top of that. So you will notice we do have cell phone violations, because our teachers will take them if we see them out in the hallways, like, and so they get them taken for the day, and then it kind of builds from there. But Mr. Thompson, I have to give this all to him. He will go in each day and he will update Weavis. So Weavis has, every time we've taken a cell phone, it's in Weavis, like every single one. So, and like I said, that is totally him. But like when you look at, like I said, we got those daggone 4 fights. They did apologize. The boys who went outside of the mornings, the first fight, they said, well, we took it outside. They came back together, and they said, we didn't want to get blood on your floor. I'm so sorry. And but we just took care of it. And I was like, I still have to handle it. Like, they was like, but we didn't want to get anything on your floor. And we didn't want you to break it up. So we took it out back. And I was like, thank you for being considerate. So, I mean, it was super, you know what I mean? So we took that, we was like, okay. So we didn't actually break anything up. They break themselves up and then came in and told us about it. So I'm like, hey, like, there's some positive there. But so I just noted, because I wanted to see like what that looked like over the years, especially since, you know, I've been in the office since COVID hit. And so, you know, so we had our first fight starting back at 2023 school year. First fight was August 31st. And then September 7th, and then September 29th, and then our first one this year was November 6th.
I love that there's a record of that.
So I went back, I told the kids, because I went back through Weavis.
I mean, it's great.
And I went back and looked like, and then I told them, I said, all these discipline incidents are juniors now, we're freshmen back then. And then so I was like, oh, remember when you got kicked out of class? Look how good you're doing. They was like, I do remember that. We had this discussion in the hallway today at lunch. And so that's why 24, 25, Weavis was not kept up to date very well. So I didn't have a accurate number to go off of from there. But it had, I think the first 2 incidents is put in for that, and then there wasn't, so I didn't include that. But 11, 8, and up to this point in the school year. This is not all school year. This is up to this point. So up to this point, we had 4. Like I said, the supermoon, I blame it. But then we're still looking pretty good, and I'm pretty proud of that. Overall, things are happening that I never thought we would see. And so we are super excited for that. Then that leads to one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was when we talk about academics, how this all rolls together. We had, you had the math and ELA scores. Now this year we are doing we had our benchmark in September. It is on progress learning. So I did have to take and convert that. That is not 100%. So it gave me a 40% on math, and that was 40% overall average score. So I had to convert that to what that would look like on mastery for the SAT. When I look at that, it's our juniors. We only have 102 juniors this year, which is super crazy. But those ninth graders, when they started, they were, I knew every one of them, and I knew them well because they were a very active group. And so the ones who have made it to junior year, there's 102 actual juniors. Now, some of them will jump from 10th grade to 12th grade. They'll kind of skip junior year officially in credits. But when we look at that, I went through and I was able to look at their scores that met comparable SAT scores for the math portion. And we had 15% for September of their junior year. That's fantastic because that puts us right with where we had 15% mastery last year. So I'm thinking that's our first benchmark within the first month of school. So I'm excited to see where that is in January when we take our second benchmark, and then where they end up in the spring for our SAT. Then our English, which always kicks math butt. I don't know why. I'm just partial to math, but English is at 56% mastery last year, and already we are showing a mastery of 58%. So that, if that trend keeps on, that's just going to be fantastic for our year. So we're really excited to see where that goes. And that was the progress learning converted over to the comparable SAT data. So I think it all goes back to the things that we're doing. And I think that some things that we want to incorporate, and I haven't even talked to Wayne Middle yet about this, but we are having regular PLCs. Mr. Alexander has given us some guidance on that. We have the principal PLCs, things that that's happening in our county. We are very lucky as a first-year admin team to have those PLCs, the principal PLCs. Robbie and Tom were at the one today for assistant principal. I go on Thursday for principal PLCs, and that really models what it should look like in our school that we should do with our teachers. And so I am very lucky that we got on that, that it came in whenever we came in as a first-year team. And so having those PLCs regularly, having them data-driven, having them looking at those strategies, I think it's just going to make the world a difference. And I think we're already starting to see it happen in our classrooms. So we're excited for this year. We've had a great year so far, and we're really pumped to see where it ends up. So I don't think there was anything else we were going to talk about, kind of things we need. Of course, I'm super pumped if we're getting the awning out front. That has been my thing. I wanted to take a crate of umbrellas out my first year and give them to the kids that didn't have them. And they were like, how are you going to handle it? I don't know, but I just feel bad for those babies out there without umbrellas. So, I mean, it's downpouring, so I'm super pumped. That was on my wish list first off. Mr. Harmon put together a thing with the upgrades that happened. He takes care of all the athletics and keeps me posted about that. The HVAC, Mr. Alexander has got all that. We've had some issues with the electrical. I think we've got that ironed out. It was kind of a crazy start with that. The tile has been a thing that we would like to see with the new tile to replace some of that old patchwork tile in the 300, 400, 500, 600 wings in classrooms. What was some other things? I have them listed there, but I was trying to think off the top of my head. But those are some real big ones that we would like to see.
Can I say, as a parent who has worked with the lockers the last 3 years, they really need some lockers. And the kids have been using them.
They are getting
And-
back in
and
the habit of using
The
them.
ones that use them really enjoy them. And I worked on them for the last 2 years, and they're a mess.
They are. We got the
Yeah.
new, yeah.
They're a
yeah.
mess. I mean, my fingers were bruised.
You were, listen.
I was out there
work
for
with those
weeks,
lockers.
and
You did.
and they don't even have, you know how a locker has a key that you can change the code every year?
Right.
They don't even have that because the keys are gone. Like, we've looked
Yeah,
through
we went through
everything,
the
and
keys, we can't find
they don't even
those.
have that. So, I mean,
Once you lost the code, it's.
when you, and I had to take last year, let me tell you something, we need to push left and right
In our instruction.
in our instruction. And I'm
because
serious,
she's not
because
wrong.
I had to give these kids a list of 5 combinations and say, okay, you guys are gonna have to help me. We didn't know which code it was, they weren't marked down, they weren't, And I'd be like, no, baby, you gotta go left, right, left, no, left towards the door, baby, towards the door. So we need to push left and right. It's a problem.
And
It's a
Andy
real
made
problem.
You made it
It's
complete,
this.
like,
It's this, okay?
Listen, I would tell them, I would hold my hand up and say, the one that makes an L is the left,
Yes.
but they don't know. They don't know.
Get their combinations on the post-it.
Yeah.
There's
Dr. Martin
still on
was.
the outside of the
Dr.
locker.
Martin.
Listen,
so anybody can get into it.
they don't know, and it was, I go, what if something of yours is stuck behind the combination lock? What are we gonna do here? I mean, it's.
I'm
Good
just
idea.
lucky my mom taught me how to do that in her class.
There you go. Yes, kudos to them.
I don't know. I know they're expensive. Even if you did them section by section, some of them are real bad, like missing tops.
Yeah. They are.
And they're gross and rusty and,
Yes, they need attention.
I mean, and I got no dog in it. My kid's got a little over half a year and I got no more kids and go to school, but it needs to happen.
But she did make us a code book,
I
like
did.
from what she found, and we have the code book, so we know
We have a
actually
whole code
what combination goes to what locker. So Amy
And there's only
took
one
care
for
of all
each.
that. One for each one. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. So that's what we're doing.
We're trying to follow that lead with the attendance, so they're getting used to what they get here in the shops. So, we're trying to help y'all out there by saying you gotta be here over here, you gotta be here
Yeah.
over the And so, we just wanna make that transition over here easy for you, so they're used to it, and it's been great.
Yeah, so we're super excited. Like I said, one thing I haven't talked to them about, that we would like to get to the point where we have next steps, and that's what me and him talk about. We always have ideas of, it was like one thing at a time. We always get out and like, we want to do this and that, and then we gotta get this in place first before we do something else. But the teachers, and we talked about maybe getting our 9th grade teachers together with like our 8th grade teachers at the end of the year, so they can be prepared for who's coming up, and start our vertical PLCs between the middle school and high school. So,
It's gonna be elementary, we call it rigid gap or-
and it would be, and with us with this proximity, like, it would be so easy. So that's something that I'd like to see make happen.
And what we found out is that, we're afraid of teachers saying, great teachers, not teach that, they go, no, it's not.
It's not true. So, but yeah, making just that communication there and that collaboration, I think is gonna be a big piece for us too. So that's all we have, Mr. Thompson, do you have anything? Thank you, guys, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Megan, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Fastenal and their partnership with your class?
Yeah, so, so this is my first year taking over engineering program. A goal that I had set out was to get our machinery up and running. It has actually been over there since 2023. Okay, and it had never been operational. So that was one of my goals. Level 1 fasteners come in once a week, and they are teaching me and the kids how to run our CNC machine. We code. Last week we did some threading. It exposes them to some real life skills and employment opportunities. So I'm very excited about what we're doing. And like I said, we're just getting started. I'm learning myself, so this is a whole new thing for me. I came in over the summer and I walked in the room and I was like, wow, this is a lot, but I'm ready to take it on one step at a time, like she said. So we are once a week meeting with level 1. Wally actually sends out one of his best machinists. So Ace is actually in our class, so she can kind of talk a little bit about what we've been doing. So each week they kind of have a different task. So last week we threaded, right? The week before that we learned about hand cycles. And it incorporates math, which I love. So to me, it's kind of the best of both worlds. But I really feel like that was a space that was not being utilized. So that was one of my goals, like how can we get this up and running? How can we make it more beneficial for the kids? And machining is a big part. I mean, PLTW is actually coming out with a machining course. So that, machining is a big opportunity for our kids. And I felt like we've got the supplies, we've got the area, let's put it to use for our kids.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, any questions about the order?
So how many students do you have in the program right now?
So I have 12 seniors in the
Okay.
program. They meet with level 1 once a week, so every Wednesday. I have 10 juniors in the program, and I'm incorporating them twice a month.
Okay,
So I started with my seniors,
right,
but I'm phasing in my juniors slowly. That
Okay.
way next year, they'll be able to kind of lead, and I can bring in my new juniors.
Perfect.
So,
so
yeah.
you kind of cater to the junior, senior classes and then?
Yeah,
Okay,
because right now I teach 2 senior engineering courses and
Okay.
2 junior.
that's fantastic.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm learning a lot with
Right.
the kids, and like I tell them in class, I'm like, guys, this is new to me, like it's new to you, so, don't be afraid. We're all in this together.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a learning curve, but I'm very excited. So,
Yeah.
and I welcome you guys to come in any Wednesday. So Wednesday mornings at 9:30 is when we start. We go to about 11.
Okay,
So I just got a new whiteboard set up, so he demonstrates, they, do different activities, they have an assignment that goes along with it. So I welcome any of you guys that like to come out and see what we're doing.
that's
So,
fantastic.
I'm excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, thank you so much for coming in and helping me out and volunteering your time and your people.
Yes.
That's huge.
What do you think about the flag?
It's very interesting. I did not know the process of writing like an actual screw. I had done a presentation last year, but I barely remember yesterday, so that doesn't make it very relevant.
So the hands-on is a little more, sticks with you a little longer than just the presentation?
It's a lot easier to do like hands-on rather than like type on a computer all day,
Right.
which is already what I have to do, but it'd be easier if I did it hands-on.
Right,
And it's kind of neat because they are getting the opportunity to, like, he'll have them come up and they'll code on the machine.
Right.
They'll, start it up and, oh my gosh, it does this, like,
right,
what you told it to do is do it,
right.
So that's really neat to see all that come together. And
That
I'm
is,
very excited about what we're doing in the program and where I want to take the program.
that's fantastic, fantastic.
Or ladies from student council, anything you want to share? How's your year going? Any positives?
As a senior, it was a big change, especially walls going in, the administration coming in, and I feel like that they played incredibly well. Obviously, it was a great year. I would say this is the best year I've had.
Yep.
I talked to a lot of underclassmen and juniors, and all agree this is a really good year. And they are really used to transition. Everyone is really nice and very good at pushing out the information standards. They work very well with all of us. And then we kind of build a bridge between the other students and administration and staff. That way they can have a voice. And I feel like that is reflected a lot.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
My son, I said, where are you going? I said, LSIC meeting. He said, what's that? Like, I haven't been on it for 85 years. And I said, local school improvement council. He said, tell him we want the vending machines back. So if that's all he has to say.
That's not too bad. That's the only complaint.
That's what he said. Tell him we want the vending machines back. I'm like, all right, I'll tell him. So there you go.
Christy, any additional updates on the internship program?
Sure. So this year our numbers are down a little bit, but considering how fast and how much that we grew in the first 3 years, that's to be expected. Wally actually hosted 12 of our interns last year, so he was that was countywide, both in the office and on the floor. He has students, so he's been a big part of our internship program. Just today, me and Ms. McAtee met with Marshall Health Network, and they have graciously offered job shadowing experiences for her biomed students, and we're going to start that in the spring. And also, I think this is a big deal. So our MEDEX program is one of only 2 in the state. And tomorrow, we have visitors coming from Mississippi who are wanting to start a program that mirrors the MEDEX program, and they're going to meet with school officials and students and tour the hospitals as well. So
That's
That's
I
great.
think that's great that we get to be involved
Yes.
with them. So we hope to keep growing and growing in some different directions. Going through a few growing pains right now, but like I said, that's to be expected, and we'll just keep at it forever.
No, we were at a meeting this past weekend for this school board, and one of the main focuses was economic development. And they have this idea that if we could get partners out in the community to work with our students, that would be a great opportunity. We're
Yeah.
sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, you've been doing that for 3+ years now. So it's catching on. What you're doing here is being noticed. So just know that.
As a mayor, I'm gonna shout out the internship when I get the interns, the cultural radio folks love it. I mean, he worked for business and social, he loves speaking and social, loves the radio folks, loves working there. I mean, he said he learned more there, they can fill out these questions, like communicate, all of the like, all the skills that he needs.
Right.
So, he's doing great.
Those soft skills alone are a huge game changer for these kids. Just learning how to show up and how to introduce yourself to someone, to be responsible. Exactly. So, I mean, that alone is a huge, you know,
Socialization.
yeah,
These kids
exactly.
are missing that, a lot of that.
Right,
That is huge.
right. But you take those phones away
Yeah.
and they learn how to socialize real quick.
Yeah, and so we have Mackenzie too, as far as, she's one of our junior medics, that just started this year. So Mackenzie, you want to tell them a little bit about your experience as the first year?
So definitely the first year, you honestly think you have like so much pressure on you. And I can wholeheartedly say your junior year is the year. You gotta like really lock in and do your work, keep up on it. But honestly, MEDEX is probably the best like thing that's happened to me because it's getting me prepared for my nursing. And your junior year is so much of really an eye-opener for the MEDEX program because you can see all these fields in nursing that you didn't even know you could even go for.
Right.
And I'm so thankful for getting accepted into the MEDEX program. Hopefully, I continue good, staying in it, really making sure my grades, Mr. Thompson on my attendance, definitely liking it on my attendance. But yeah, I love MEDEX, and I'm so happy that I get to be one of the second class of MEDEX. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
The seniors definitely probably having so much fun with it. They'll get paid second semester. Can't wait for that for me. But I love MEDEX. It's a great program.
It's great.
And if you want to go into nursing, all nurses,
Yeah.
it's like that's really good.
That's
It's
fantastic.
a great program.
Great.
And this was good, and because she helped me get in that, she interviewed me, so thank you, Ms. Bowman.
There you go.
Did you have something else?
Yeah, I don't. So, Wally and Level One Fasteners actually are making a donation to our program. So they are donating us another machine
Wow.
that we can get up and operational for me and the kids to use. So a big thank you to them
Yes.
for the support and the donation.
Yes,
That's forthcoming, so I just wanted to mention that.
yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Have we had any of your interns went to work for you after graduation from Wayne yet? One?
And I have.
I was gonna say, is he still there?
Will be coming.
That's all right. That's all right.
Can they get one?
But I will say, what you're doing with cell phone and national two, three jobs, cell phone.
And attendance.
Yeah.
And our,
Hiring many people for cell phone back. So I would stick to your guns on that.
Yeah,
Good.
Cell phones
absolutely.
orders, government defense contractors. So we do everything that they do. So we don't have that area. Not really.
Yep.
And that was a little hurt with a lot of these, you know, not having fun out. So maybe in school not having fun, bring up that. But, you know, we're going
Can't hurt, right?
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. That is fantastic. Any other questions for our guests? Well, thank you all very much.
we
It sounds
appreciate
like you're on the right track, and we appreciate all the hard work and all the innovative ideas that you're coming up with. I think it's fantastic, and it's obviously showing, so.
Missy, I'd like to say just one thing. I have a little bit of time invested in this school, and a couple of weeks ago on a Friday, I just dropped by, take a visit, walked down the hallway. And I want to say that everything that I saw was excellent. I went and told Mr. Alexander about it. I said, I looked into the classrooms, teachers were teaching. I didn't see hardly any kids in the hallway, very, very few. I saw one person with a cell phone. I told him to put it away, and that was Mr. Thompson. But I was impressed. And I don't mean to blow you guys up, but
That's
like I said,
encouraging.
I've had a lot of time in this school, and I'm so glad to see it. But I feel like it's on the right track.
That's encouraging.
school.
Encouraging numbers,
And then-
encouraging.
Listen, I think that Wayne gets a bad, both middle school and high school get a bad reputation. And I'm always like, somebody said something the other day about the swamp out there. They can do whatever they want. And I go, hey, wait a minute. I've had 3 kids go through there. I'm here once a week. I walk the hallways. I'm in sitting in the office. I see what goes on. And I'm like, it's a good school. It's a good
Absolutely.
country. We know your kids. They all know who the kids are and love them. And as someone who went to Cabell Midland and no one even knew my name, this is where I want my kids to be, where they do know their teachers. And,
I think they're just jealous.
well, but I hate that. I hate that they say
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't
like
think
that.
we have a
You
bad
go
school
here,
anyway, so.
It's hard. And we will be- and parents have to have any part of that. It's very. So you're going to hear the good.
Right.
And we're used to it, it hurts sometimes.
All right.
We're used to it, but we know if we stick to what we know about because of the kids, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Well, and that's, I will always defend. Now, anybody who knows me knows if I have problems, I'll come tell you. And then we'll work it out and we'll move on. But I really have not had, like I said, say.
But just like what,
That's all right.
just like Missy said, when we go to these trainings up at Charleston with, 65 counties represented, and they'll be giving us this stuff that these counties need to do this, this, and this, and we look at each other and we're going, we're already doing that.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody else. It's like
We're coming to look
repetition
at
to
what we're
us.
doing. If you
Yeah.
want to really see it in
They need
action.
a sample.
I think I've given Chrissy's number to 2 or 3 different delegates recently because they were just in shock and awe that we have this already up and running. So,
It is an awesome program. I've watched
Yeah,
it since
exactly.
my girls were here.
But yeah,
How
they-
it's grown, and it's a great thing.
yeah. So it's fantastic.
But I
You guys
think
are
we're
doing-
ahead of a lot of
doing the
counties. I
work.
really do.
Well, there's good focus from both schools, and
Yes.
Mark bragged about Wayne High School, which certainly deserves it. But I'll
Yeah.
say a word for Wayne Middle School too. That school digger ranking is the highest ranking that the school's had, going back as far as you can see back to 2008. We can't see any further than that.
Right.
So there's progress being made, and
Yes.
that progress is going to pay off when those kids are here.
Right.
Yeah.
So the academic arrow is pointed up, and we appreciate your all's work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We do.
Sure.
But I'm gonna give props to Mr. Miller, because he sent out a thing for people to apply for a grant for CTE program. We did, we got it, and, our teachers will go this next summer. In spring, start their own space, aeronautic.
You're welcome. Great, and then come to my program.
They're doing that first. We do the first year, and the second year, those kids will go on up to a medical protective group. So we'll have 2 more the following.
Fantastic.
So
Great.
we're gonna have to put that out there as we grab it as quick as we could. So we are excited to have some things going up at the peak. For not only the kids that might get involved in it, but also to get publicly, like, the same basic standards they have to follow to be there. So they'll already be familiar when they get there. So we're happy to do all of that.
Great, excellent. Way to work together.
I'm looking for some information.
Sure.
Coming as like a student from like way all around my life, I'm way up into middle school. Like my middle school, it was rough. But honestly, I can say with like Tish, you know me well.
I did.
We know, but I honestly think it's like at that time it was so like you're a kid, you don't understand, you go through so many things. The drama when I was in middle school was so bad for me. Like Ms. Ross talking about, she knew our names. She knew us by heart, and it was because like how bad like it was. But honestly, if it probably wasn't for Tish, I probably wouldn't be the way I am right now because she would call me in the office and I knew I did something. I don't know what, but I did something. But like she was stern on me, but it was a good stern.
Yeah.
And it leads you in a direction that you need to do good. It's not like we're just downing you. It's really like I'm trying to prepare you for something.
Yes.
And I think that followed along a big way in my high school because I'm in nursing, I'm getting good grades, I'm in all these different like activity sports, and I'm thankful, especially to Tish, even though sometimes I was like in school, I was like, oh my God, I don't like this woman. I am too smart for the trouble.
Do you think friends had a lot to do?
Oh yeah, phone definitely did. That's the biggest thing I love, like we did. Yes, I love my phone so much, but it really does help that I don't have to look at that
Right.
because it was so like everybody was so drawn with the phone.
Right.
But now I see a difference, and I'm so glad. I'm gonna miss it because I leave next year, but like the middle school does deserve some credit, like actually, because that was the time.
Especially Tish and her meanness.
Yeah, you realize your middle school year, that is like, it's really preparing for your high school and your adult life.
That's fantastic.
Your
That's
entire
good stuff.
class was crazy. It was so bad. My class, I remember the lunches where we had to sit, no talking, alphabetical order, girls on one side, boys on the other. Because it's the drama, the vibes, the nonsense, it was all that. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But my class has grown, I will say. I know there's not a lot of drama. There's still that, like, quite a little bit, but it's, if you just take yourself out of it, that's all you gotta do.
What grade are you?
I'm 11, I'm a
That's
junior.
102.
Yeah,
They,
junior. It was our
that's the
junior
class I
class.
said was active.
Right.
So they, yeah.
But
I
they,
think we definitely gave you a run.
sounds like they're growing
We
up.
gave
all
Tish
the-
and Celia a run. We gave her a run for that.
Well, thank you for that. Anything else, board members?
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you
very
all.
much. Let me see if we have, what other business we have.
Nope. Superintendent report. Nope.
None?
Nope. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Jonita, second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
You know, when I was in there,
Any
before, it's
opposed?
a good thing I still cried.
Motion carries.
Yeah, you know,
Everybody?
she would know stuff
Okay.
right, so.
5-0.
Dennis,
Dennis, you voted to adjourn, right?
right?
4:54.
All right, 5-0.
Thanks, Dennis.
4:54.
You all want to get to the picture. Mark, we'll get. I want to get a picture with you guys. I want to get a picture.
Thank you so much.
I've got a mouth, right?
I'm so sorry about you.
It's nominated. Even mine.
Oh, Lord. All right, Tomika, let me show you.
Okay, I better. Listen, this morning. But he didn't know that. But he told me.